I don't know why I talked myself out of taking the Kansas City Chiefs, but I don't need to watch the Kansas City Chiefs again until January. They're going to be fine. Watching Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes' awful loss was an absolute pleasure. It was a complete clinic. 21-0 quickly. Miami and Tyreek Hill talk a big game, but flashy, fast, and fun. It's got a ceiling, and it's an outdoor sport where you tackle people. And this speedboat has run aground, as we predicted. Super Bowls are played mostly in rain, cold, and snow leading up to them. Teams need all-weather tires, and Miami doesn't have them. Kansas City is flashy and fun, but they play defense. They make a point of it. Baltimore and Cincinnati, a lot of fun to watch, and can be flashy on the perimeter, but you see a toughness. The first half was just manipulation. It was manhandling. It was undressing the Dolphins. Let's be honest about Tua. You got to set that play up. You got to give him time. He's not going to make anything happen athletically. Once Tua is uncomfortable, he's a very average quarterback. So Miami really is what we thought they were, which is a lot of speed, a lot of fun, highly creative, built for September and the first couple of weeks of October. But this sport, it's outdoor, and there's a lot of northern teams that are good. The Baltimores, even Buffalo, Cincinnati. I don't even know if Cincinnati has an indoor practice facility. I don't think they do. And I watch Miami, and they are what we thought they were. They're a pitcher without a second out pitch. And they'll continue to be a marvel with speed. But my entire life, I've watched this sport. The fastest team does not win the Super Bowl. They just don't. The fastest team doesn't. You got to have speed. There's a difference. New England's slow. Can't be that. But this is not a track meet. You tackle people. It's outdoors. You play in snow and wind. You can have all the speed in the world on offense. You got to block. That offensive line's not good enough. Baltimore's got a great pass rush. I mean, go look at all the teams in the NFL that are good. Dallas has a great pass rush. Detroit does now. Philadelphia does. San Francisco does. Buffalo usually does. Cincinnati does. Baltimore does. Miami can't block those teams. They can't block them. Spend less money being the fastest team in the world. Spend more money on tackles. But they just, especially with Tua, got health issues, size issues, not hyper athletic. Like, they are not built to win right now going forward. Well, Jimmy Johnson, years ago, I asked him, I said, what's the number one trait you look for in football players? And he said, intelligence. You lose a lot more games than you win. I want smart players. Well, that was on display yesterday. Josh Dobbs, and we had said last week, Minnesota, go get Josh Dobbs. He is a 4-point graduate, aerospace engineering from Tennessee, probably the smartest player in the league. Football isn't rocket science, but if it was, Josh Dobbs would be okay. What he did yesterday, he got traded Tuesday, arrived Wednesday. He did not have a practice rep. He didn't know his teammates' names. Basically, they were teaching him the offense through the headset. He was missing his star left tackle, Justin Jefferson. KJ Osborne got hurt. I mean, it's really one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. Andrew Luck years ago had a teammate, Kobe Fleener, a tight end who went to Stanford. And I was interviewing him one time, and I said, I've heard Andrew's very smart. How smart? And he said he basically memorized the Colts playbook in 2 days. Well, this kid, he didn't even get a practice. Baker Mayfield did pretty well after a practice with the Rams, but this kid was just in a game, making it up, didn't know teammates, didn't have his left tackle, didn't have his star receiver, third best receiver got hurt. And then engineered late game drives to win it. I mean, you were watching just raw intelligence on display, and even his answer is brilliant. It was just one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And Jimmy Johnson always says that. He said, the margins are very thin in pro football. You'll lose a bunch of games. You'll win very few. It's just all this situational football. Considering he was missing maybe the best left tackle in football and the best wide receiver in the game. That's how good the Vikings offensive stuff is. It's just there is no comp for what he actually did. And Colin Right, Wrong, Top of Next Hour, that's one of the ones we predicted. We said last week, midweek, Tuesday, go get Josh Dobbs. Everybody loves him, can figure a playbook out in 3 or 4 days. We didn't think he could do it without a practice, without a rep, but he did, and it's awesome. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.